Hi everyone, this is Dr. Steele, and I'm going to be going over the syllabus for P1512 E1114 Introduction to Christian Counseling. I am going to probably do this in 2 YouTubes, so be sure that you watch both. This class is an online class. This is the second time that I have done it. And so hopefully you will find it to be a class that will be meaningful to you. I'm going to try to share the best of what I know about counseling and help you to move forward in that endeavor in your life. As you know, that counseling is a big part of ministry. You can do it with skills, or we can do it without skills. So that is my purpose in teaching this class, is to help you to develop your skills in this area. What I want to do in particular is just go over the assignments so that you are very clear about them. I know that it's going to be a lot of information in a small amount of time. That is normal to feel overwhelmed, but as the course continues and we meet together on the chat every 2 weeks, I will be providing more information, answering questions, and helping you prepare to do your assignments well. That is my hope, is that you can feel prepared and feel like you understand what my expectations are for the class. So just kind of an overview. I do have PowerPoint audios for you to watch every week with the assigned readings that correspond to that information, that material. And then you also will be reading the Scazzero book, which is going to be a weekly assignment that you provide your reflections of that book. But as you're reading your assignment and watching the audio of the PowerPoints, I'm going to have corresponding discussion questions that are going to be hopefully thought-provoking, that will provide a variety of perspectives, and that you can respond to the question and then have an opportunity to respond to the other students in a thoughtful as well as a thought-provoking way. And you can see here that your initial discussion post is going to be due on Wednesday by 12 midnight, and your responses to 2 other classmates will be due by Friday at 12 o'clock noon. This is difficult to stay on this timetable. I certainly understand that. It's just a matter of making it a habit that you get into every week. As I mentioned, there is going to be a audio of my PowerPoints available every week that you'll want to watch. I've tried to keep them to less than an hour, but they are very important. It gives you very basic information. I'm going to hope to expand on that information some when we do our chats every other week. Your reading assignments, as I mentioned, will correspond to the videos. There is going to also be information in the readings that will help you with your Philosophy of Christian Counseling paper that's going to be due this semester. And then we are going to have 30-minute chat sessions every other week. And they are scheduled for Tuesday at 4 and 9. I wanted to let you know that if you get on at 4 and I'm not on, then just wait for me. Be patient. I do counsel on Tuesdays, and so I may be finishing up with a client, and I will try to get on as soon as possible. It may be 4:05, but I do plan on spending the entire hour if need be until I have my next client at 5 o'clock. And the same thing for the 9 o'clock. So wherever you live, whatever is most convenient for you, please plan on getting online and helping me to know you, and you can get to know me a little bit better. We can have that synchronous conversation going on. I know that for some of you it's going to be difficult every time we meet, so these meetings will be recorded. I am expecting you to either be there or to watch the recording, but my preference is that you'll be there. And you can see here that there are points for the chat. I am not expecting you to be at all of them, but there is 5 points for each chat for a maximum of 30 points, which is the 6 of the 8. And then the discussion forum is probably my favorite part of this class. I have tried to think of questions that are pertinent to the material that you'll be learning. I would like you to share out of your experience, to share out of your heart. Please, when you share, only share that which you're comfortable sharing. And when you do respond to another person's discussion, please be very loving and very thoughtful. And you may find that trying to read everybody's responses is too much for you, which is certainly understandable. If you find, 6 or 8 people that you can find you can make a group as you find individuals that are particularly thought-provoking or have maybe a difference in the way that they're thinking than you, or maybe even if there's a similar response that you have, you may self-select your own groups. But if you don't have the opportunity to read everybody's, it's okay. I do not want to put you guys in a group. I'd much rather you find kind of a self-selected group as you're going through this process. So, as I mentioned, your first post should be in by Wednesday at midnight, and then you should respond to 2 others by Friday at noon. There are 15 weeks of discussion, and each one will be worth 7 points for a total of 90. If you do your math, that's 98 points, so I am giving you extra points. For those of you who do exceptional work, you may find that you get more than 90 points, but you can see here that I'm going to give you points according to the effort that you put into this. If you are responding to your readings, that is especially helpful, or the video, the audios, PowerPoints. And if you do an excellent job in your response, you get 5 points. As you respond to other people, you get 1 point for each of those responses. So that's how that's going to break down. The next assignment is going to be reading the book, The Emotionally Healthy Church by Peter Scazzero. This was a pastor who almost lost his ministry and his life because he didn't understand the importance of emotions in his ministry. And so this book is his journey. I think you will find yourself identifying with his journey. I want you to read a chapter a week and then write a half page of reflections. What spoke to you, what didn't speak to you, what helped you, what you might disagree with, however you found yourself interacting with his materials. In the past, students have told me that the book is extremely helpful for them in their own personal self-awareness and growth, which is what I'm looking to see happen here, is those 2 things, is that you have more self-awareness, that you have more other awareness, and as a result of that, you become a more effective minister in God's kingdom. The next assignment that I'm going to go over is the community resource paper. This is an extremely important assignment, that you understand and have a good network of your community resources, because you are not going to be expected, nor should you try to deal with all of the counseling issues that come into your context. It can even be dangerous when somebody is not, does not have a network of individuals that help them in their ministry. So hopefully you are already aware of people in your community, but if not, you're going to become somewhat more as a result of this assignment. So I want you to interview counselors in your community. So I want you to interview at least 2 Christian counselors, and these are people that may or may not be licensed. They may be, but that they are ministering in churches. These may even be pastors who have found themselves to be very proficient in counseling. And then I also want you to interview 2 professional counselors. These are people who are licensed, and they may or may not be Christians, and they may be licensed Christian counselors like I am. But these are people that are going to have perhaps more training, and so you want to know who is out there that you would feel safe referring people that come to you. For example, I'm the local professional counselor that churches send people to in my the city that I live in, and it's oftentimes couples that they've tried to work with, and they've found that it's just the problems just are more than what they're trained to be able to handle, and they'll refer them to me. Other times it's people who have psychosis that they're uncomfortable counseling, and they'll send them directly to me. But what I want you to do is more than just look at these people's website. I want you to actually have some kind of interaction with them, so that you have a sense of whether or not you would send somebody to them. I will take points off if you do not actually have some kind of interaction with these individuals. So what I'm looking for is 4 interviews, 4 people, 2 Christian, 2 professional, although there can be a mixture of licensure and they're endorsing a Christian worldview. And then next you're going to be just looking up, you can do this online, your local acute psychiatric hospital, where it's located, how many beds it has, does it accept adults and children, what's the usual length of stay that people have, and what kind of patients do they accept. Do they have an assessment facility so that you could send people who are perhaps experiencing psychosis or suicidal ideation? And then also local psychiatric day programs. These are usually associated with hospitals, and they are the step-down programs, so that for people who are no longer hospitalized or cannot be hospitalized, they will go in the evenings or perhaps the days. What kind of programs are available for people in your community? And then any group homes that are available in your community. This is really important for people to be able to realize that you may need people who step down facilities for people who are in rehab or other needs that they may have. And then lastly, your community groups such as NAMI, Alcoholics Anonymous, and Al-Anon. NAMI is a National Association of Mental Illness group that meets in every community, as well as Alcoholics Anonymous and Al-Anon. The information you get for these groups can be based on what you find online. And this is a paper that's going to be 6 to 8 pages. It does not have to be Turabian, and it's due March 21st.